Well, welcome Year 12 Music 2. Today we're going to be doing a lesson on transposition. Now, transposition is basically a method we use when an instrument is not in concert pitch. So we can write it on a score in a different key so that it will actually sound in the same key as the instruments in concert pitch. So to make it easy, we're going to start with a piano. Piano is our concert pitch instrument. There are lots of other concert pitched instruments. So things like the flute, all the members of the string family are all in concert pitch. Percussion, tune percussion, all in concert pitch. So the piano for today's lesson is the instrument we're going to use. It's in concert pitch. And you'll notice that there's two other instruments above. We have a trumpet in B flat and a clarinet in A. Now the reason they say that they're in a particular key is that they are not in concert pitch. So the trumpet is in the key of B flat, which means that it sounds one note, full note lower than a piano. Concert pitch basically means that it's in the key of C or in C. Trumpet in B flat, that's one full tone lower than C. And the clarinet in A, that is a tone and a half or a minor third lower than concert pitch. So today's lesson we're going to transpose this little melody, two-bar melody, so that it sounds the same in the trumpet and the clarinet in A. So we've already discussed trumpet in B flat. The trumpet sounds one note lower than the piano. So what we have to first do is to put the trumpet in a key that's going to compensate for the fact that it sounds one note lower. If you think of transposition like compensating, that's a good way to think about it. Trumpet sounds one note lower, so we've got to compensate for that somehow. Now, it's a mathematical equation. If the trumpet is like -1, how do we make it 0? We add 1. So if the trumpet's in B flat, how do we make it one note higher? We put it up a tone. So piano is in the tone of the key of C. So how can we make the trumpet sound like it's in C? Well, we have to put it up one tone. So we're going to put that up one tone, and we'll click this transposing score because it's easy on Sibelius. And we're going to put the trumpet up into the key of D, in the key of D major. Why? Because D major is one tone higher than C. The piano's in C, trumpet has to play in the key of D so that it sounds like C. To put it another way, if the trumpet is playing in the key of D, it actually sounds one note lower than that. So what's it really going to sound like? It's going to really sound like it's in the key of C. The next thing, I want you just to ignore the clarinet in A at the moment because we'll get to that. The next thing we have to do is to write the piece then, or the little melody, one note higher than the piano. So we've already put it up a key higher, one tone higher in key. We've gone from the key of C in the piano and the key of D for the trumpet. And we need to make every note one full tone higher. So we've started with a C there, so we're going to start with what note? A D. So we'll go D, that's an octave up, so we'll take that down quickly. We've got a D there. The next note on the piano is a D, so we have to make the next note on our trumpet an E. The next note on the piano is an E, so we need to make the next note on the trumpet not an F, but an F sharp. Now we already have an F sharp in the key, so we'll just go F sharp there, and so on and so forth. We move up to a G. Next note for the crotchets down here on the piano is a G, so we're going to make the trumpet one note higher than G, which is an A. And so forth. I'll just do the first bar for you. You'll get the idea. Now the clarinet, let's move on to the clarinet in A. The clarinet in A is a full minor third lower than a C. So when that clarinet plays this C, if the clarinet was to play that C, it would sound like an A, which is a minor third lower than C. So remember, we're compensating. We're compensating for the fact that the clarinet sounds a minor third lower. So we have to take it up how much? We have to take it up a minor third from C. So you'll see here the key signature has been changed to the key of E flat. E flat is a minor third higher than C. So what note are we going to start on if we have to move up one note from the piano? Sorry, a tone and a half from the piano, or a minor third up from the piano notes, and that is an E flat. So we're going to put that in here. We already have E flat in the key signature. That's why it's important to change the key signature. And we'll go E flat, take that down an octave again. Sorry about that. E flat, note higher again, a minor third higher again than the D. So we've got minor third higher than the D, that's going to be an F. Minor third higher than the E, that's going to be a G. Minor third higher than the F here, that's going to be an A flat. And then a minor third higher than the G, that's going to be a B flat. We'll make that crotchets. And there's your transposition. Now, when I play that, you're going to hear that it all sounds the same. They're all playing now in unison. Have a listen. Now, you can't hear any difference in those notes. Now, if I was to do this, for example, it's not going to let me do it. Anyway, that's a very basic way of us learning about transposition. So the piano, playing in the key of C, concert pitch instrument, if we want a trumpet in B flat to sound the same, we have to write it up one tone. If we want a clarinet in A to sound the same as the piano, we have to write it up a minor third or a tone and a half higher. That's the basics of transposition. We'll be back with some other methods like writing an instrument in sounding pitch in future videos.